Hi friends! I'm Dino the Green Dinosaur. Today we explore the solar system. Buckle your imagination seatbelt because we're visiting the whole solar system. Ready? 3, 2, 1, launch! First, what is a solar system? It's a family in space. A star in the middle is around. When we say goes around, we mean orbits. Gravity is the invisible pull that keeps everything circling. If you jump up, gravity brings you back down. The sun's gravity keeps planets from flying away. Before we start planet hopping, a quick trick for size and distance. Imagine your living room as space. If the sun were the size of a large beach ball in the middle of the room, Earth would be a tiny bead a few steps away. Neptune would be way down the hallway, maybe even outside your front door. Space is huge. In our video, we'll describe things not to scale, which means we'll talk about the true ideas, but we'll make the travel short and comfy. Let's meet the star of the show, the sun. The sun is a huge ball of hot gas, mostly hydrogen and helium, making light and heat all the time. It's so big that more than 1 million Earths could fit inside it. Even though it looks small in the sky, it's very far away. Without the sun, Earth would be dark, frozen, and quiet. The sun gives us day and night, weather, and the energy that plants use to grow. Thank you, sun. Loops on the sun are hot plasma called prominences. Its gravity holds the solar system together. Now, the inner planets closest to the sun: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. They're called terrestrial planets because they're rocky like Earth. Mercury first. Mercury is the smallest planet and the one closest to the sun. It has very little air, so the sun side gets extremely hot and the night side gets extremely cold. A Mercury year, one trip around the sun, takes only 88 Earth days. If you had a birthday on Mercury, you'd have a lot of birthdays very quickly. Mercury is covered with craters, like the moon, because without thick air, space rocks hit its surface more easily. Next is Venus, Earth's neighbor, and sometimes called our twin because it's about the same size. But it's not friendly like a twin. Venus has a thick atmosphere full of clouds and carbon dioxide that trap heat. That makes Venus the hottest planet, even hotter than Mercury. Lightning crackles inside its clouds, and the surface is squeezed by heavy air pressure.
Venus spins very slowly and backwards compared to Earth.
Now we arrive at our favorite, Earth. Earth is special because it has the right temperature range, liquid water on the surface, and an atmosphere with the oxygen we breathe. Our atmosphere protects us from many space rocks and from too much of the sun's harmful energy. Earth's surface is about 70% water, which we call the oceans. The land has mountains, deserts, forests, and cities where people live and work and play. Earth has one big moon. The moon doesn't make its own light. It reflects sunlight. As the moon orbits Earth, the sunlight hits it from different angles. That's why we see phases. The moon's gravity pulls on Earth's oceans to make tides. If you've ever been to the beach and seen the water rise and fall, you've seen the moon's work. Next up, Mars, the red planet. Mars looks red because of iron-rich dust, basically rusty sand, covering much of its surface. Mars has the largest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons, and a very big canyon system called Valles Marineris. It has two tiny moons, Phobos and Deimos. Scientists are very curious about Mars because long ago it had flowing water on the surface. Robots like rovers and landers are exploring Mars to learn its past and to see if tiny life might have existed there. Between Mars and the next planet is the asteroid belt, a wide region where many rocky objects orbit the sun. We'll visit the belt next. Some are as small as pebbles. A few are big enough to be called dwarf planets. The biggest thing here is Ceres, which we'll meet again later. Space isn't crowded though. Asteroids are usually far apart. If you were in a spaceship, you would still have a lot of room to fly. Now we reach the outer planets, also called gas giants and ice giants: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Say hello to Jupiter, the largest planet. Jupiter is so big that more than 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. It's mostly hydrogen and helium, with no solid ground at the top, just thick, colorful clouds swirling in bands. The famous Great Red Spot is a giant storm that has been spinning for hundreds of years. Jupiter has many moons, dozens and dozens. 4 of them are large and easy to see with a small telescope. They're called the Galilean moons. Scientists think Europol's hidden ocean could be a place to search for life. Next is Saturn, the beauty with the rings. Saturn also is mostly hydrogen and helium and has many moons. The rings are not solid. They're made of countless pieces of ice and rock, from tiny grains to house-sized chunks. If you flew through the rings in a spaceship, you'd find a lot of space between the pieces. One fascinating moon is Titan, which has a thick orange atmosphere and lakes of liquid methane and ethane. Another moon, Enceladus, sprays water ice into space from cracks in its surface, which tells Uranus spins on its side with a tilt of about 98 degrees, probably because of a big bump long ago. This makes its seasons very unusual. Farther out is Neptune, deep blue and very windy. Neptune has some of the fastest winds in the solar system, faster than a jet airplane. It also has a large moon named Triton, which orbits in the opposite direction of Neptune's spin. Neptune is very far from the Sun. It takes about 165 Earth years to make one trip around. Beyond Neptune is the Kuiper Belt, a region of icy worlds. Here we meet Pluto, a dwarf planet. Dwarf planets are round and orbit the Sun, but they share their neighborhood with many other similar objects. Pluto has a big moon, Charon, so big that Pluto and Charon actually spin around a point between them, like two partners dancing. Other dwarf planets out here include Eris, Haumea, which is stretched like an egg and has a fast spin. Remember Ceres from the asteroid belt? That's also a dwarf planet, but it lives between Mars and Jupiter. Way out beyond the Kuiper Belt is the Oort cloud, a giant bubble of icy We can't see it directly, but it helps explain where many comets come from. A comet is mostly ice and dust. When it gets close to the Sun, heat turns some ice into gas, making a glowing tail that always points away from the Sun. Small pieces of rock in space are called meteoroids. When they streak through our air, we call them meteors. Let's pause for a mini review. Say the 8 planets with me in order from the Sun. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Great job! Inner rocky 4, outer giant 4. Rotation and day/night. Planets rotate, which means they spin. Earth spins once every 24 hours. The side facing the Sun has daytime, and the side facing away has nighttime. That's why we have sunrise and sunset every day. Venus rotates very slowly. Jupiter rotates quickly, revolution and years. Planets also revolve around the Sun. One full trip is a year. The closer a planet is to the Sun, the faster it moves in its orbit. Mercury zips around in 88 days. Neptune takes 165 years. That's why years are different lengths on different planets. Seasons. Earth's seasons happen because our planet's axis is tilted about 23.5 degrees. Half a year later, it switches. If Earth had no tilt, we would still have day and night and weather, but no big seasonal changes. Gravity. Gravity depends on mass and distance. Big things pull more. That's why the Sun, the biggest object around, controls the orbits. On the Moon, gravity is weaker than on Earth, so astronauts could hop higher and move awkwardly in their heavy suits. On Jupiter, gravity's stronger than Earth's. You'd feel extra heavy. But remember, Jupiter doesn't have a solid surface at the top. You'd sink into thick clouds. How do we know all this? Science. People observe the sky with telescopes on Earth and in space, like the Hubble Space Telescope and the James Webb Space Telescope. We also send spacecraft, robot explorers, to fly by, orbit, and land. Voyager spacecraft flew past the outer planets and are now in interstellar space, still sending messages. Cassini orbited Saturn and dove through the rings. Juno studies Jupiter's deep atmosphere and magnetic field. New Horizons flew past Pluto and showed us incredible pictures of mountains and plains made of ice. Mars rovers like Curiosity and Perseverance are rolling scientists on wheels, testing rocks and taking selfies. Every mission changes what we know. Let's play a think and move game as we travel. I'll say a planet or object, and you do a move that matches it. Ready? Sun, stretch your arms wide and be warm and bright. Mercury, take 3 quick tiptoe steps. Venus, fan your face. It's really hot there. Earth, make a circle above your head and say, water and life. Moon, make a crescent shape with your hands. Mars, pretend to scoop red sand into a jar for the scientists. Asteroid belt, wiggle your fingers like floating pebbles. Jupiter, make a huge circle and spin your hands like a storm. Saturn, draw rings in the air around your waist. Uranus, tilt your body sideways. Neptune, blow like a big, fast wind. Pluto, make a small circle and a tiny wave. Comet, sweep your hand behind you like a tail. Nice moves. Mercury fun fact. It has cliffs hundreds of kilometers long, made when the planet shrank a bit as it cooled. Venus fun fact. A day on Venus, one spin, is longer than a year on Venus, one trip around the sun. Earth fun fact. We live in the habitable zone, not too hot and not too cold, where liquid water can exist on the surface. Moon fun fact. The same side of the moon always faces Earth because it's tidally locked. Mars fun fact. Dust storms can grow so big they cover the entire planet. Mars fun fact. Dust storms can grow so big they cover the entire planet. Jupiter fun fact. It has a very powerful magnetic field and rings too, faint and dusty. Saturn fun fact. If you could put Saturn in a giant bathtub, it would float because its average density is lower than water. Neptune fun fact. Its moon Triton has geysers that may blow dark material into the air. Pluto fun fact. Heart-shaped plains of nitrogen ice decorate its surface. Never look directly at the sun. It can hurt your eyes. At night, if you're with a grown-up and the sky is clear, try to find bright dots that don't twinkle much. That's often a planet. Venus can be very bright just after sunset or before sunrise. Jupiter and Saturn can be seen with the eye, And with a small telescope, you might even see Jupiter's 4 big moons as tiny dots in a line. What about time and space? Light travels fast, faster than anything else. But space is so big that light takes time to get places. Light travels fast, faster than anything else. But space is so big that light takes time to get places. Scientists say Earth is about 150 million kilometers from the Sun, and we call that 1 astronomical unit. Neptune is about 30 astronomical units away, 30 times the Earth-Sun distance. You might wonder, are there planets around other stars? Yes, we call them exoplanets. Astronomers have found thousands using clever methods like watching a star dim a little when a planet passes in front. Some exoplanets are giant and close to their stars. Some are rocky. Some are in the habitable zone. We don't know if any have life yet, but we're learning more every year. Let's wrap up with a calm recap. The solar system is our space family. The sun, 8 planets, moons, dwarf planets. Planets spin to make days and orbit to make years. Earth is our home, blue, green, and wonderful. We explore with telescopes and spacecraft because we're curious, and curiosity is one of the best tools a scientist. I'm Dino the Green Dinosaur, and I'm proud of how much you learned today. If you want more space adventures, tell a grown-up what your favorite planet is and why. Maybe draw it, build it with blocks, or look for it in the sky with help. Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep taking care of our precious Earth. Ready to land? 3, 2, 1, welcome home, space explorers!